Good evening. This is the Ohm service.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to another edition of the Ohm service with me, SoulOhm, and Kris from Lethal Coils. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Kris. How are we? Or good afternoon, Kris, should I say?
Good afternoon.
Happy Thanksgiving! Hey!
You beat me to it, damn it. Very much so. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much, guys. I know you guys... a lot of you guys from the UK don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but, you know, happy Thanksgiving to you guys anyways.
And how is everybody? How is we all? Are we coming through clear? Oh, hopefully we are. Can we hear Kris tonight? Just double check.
I'm waiting for somebody to troll say, I can't hear Kris. Oh, there we go. Matt Chandler says we can hear you. Oh, my God.
Awesome. So who have we got in chat?
Hey,
BFG, good evening. Orion's Braces, Grumpy Old Vapor, JP, Bill, Kris again, Vaping Bunny, Huggles, who else? Matt, Ian, Bill, the Big Dripper, Smurf, Dion, Colette, blooming it, we have Tim, hello Tim, Biscuit, hello Bronco, blooming it, we are filling up briskly.
Oh, yeah.
So... it's been Sunday since we last saw each other.
I know, for that another test there that we did, which apparently may end up turning out to be a thing.
Yeah, it is, doesn't it? So it's Thanksgiving, so obviously it's early morning for you. What time is it? 9 o'clock? 10 o'clock?
Now?
No, what time is it now?
Jeez, it's 2:03 in the afternoon.
2:03. So what is the plan for Thanksgiving? What's happening in the Lethal Coils household?
My plan is already underway. I woke up late this morning, so I had to rush around and get everything all set up. But this year we're doing something a little different. This will be my first year cooking an entire Thanksgiving dinner here at home without... normally we go to my parents' house down a couple of hours away, but over the past few years we have kind of drifted from that. We've been going up to my wife's grandparents' house there and doing Thanksgiving. But this year I wanted to do something a little different and kind of have it be family, just immediate, and maybe a couple of friends that don't have, you know, larger families that they go and see for Thanksgiving, and offer them the opportunity to come and join us for Thanksgiving dinner. And so that's a thing. We've got a couple of our good friends that are coming down for tonight's dinner, and it's going to be, I hope it's going to be good.
Just want to say hello to Rev. I want to say hello to, who else was it? Lynn. Hello, good evening to you. So what's on the menu?
Oh,
Please
we got a 14.5-pound turkey that's going to be getting roasted in a little while. It's going to be stuffed. And then we've got some butternut squash, some mashed potatoes. We've got carrots going on, some cranberry sauce, some biscuits, and I made two pumpkin pies earlier. So that's going to be
pies. Cool.
2 pumpkin pies.
Oh, man. So it's going to be a big feast at your house.
Oh, it is going to be a big feast. It is going to be one.
And you're doing all the cooking as well.
I know, which is not unusual for me. I'm a pretty big fan of cooking anyways. I got that from my dad. He went to culinary school and did the whole chef thing. He owned a restaurant for a while. And so I owe a lot of my cooking ability to him. And everybody seems to love my food around here. So, you know, apparently I'm good at more than one thing.
Right.
It works for me.
Yeah. So obviously you'll be getting all the family around, so big affair.
Yes.
With your mates and that lot and everything, will it be as well? Oh.
It will.
Few bevies.
Yes, actually, I have an entire mini fridge stocked with a few bevies down in the basement.
It's not going to be one of these Coors Light things, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Nothing but stronger IPAs.
Yeah, Budweiser.
Oh man. Yeah, no, no. That's 5.3 and 5 to 5.3% alcohol by volume. I've got these double hops IPAs, which are like an 8.6.
Oh, nice. So it's syrup you're drinking.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Timmy! Hello, kiddo. Rob, hello.
No squirrel pie.
No squirrel pie. I thought you'd been able to do a bit of hunting around your end.
You can. Yeah. And actually, biscuits and squirrel gravy is a thing.
Really?
I won't even lie. It is a thing.
What was that, Kris? I just thought I popped in. Oh, that's a great show. Cheers, Kris. I think, aren't you at the pub, Kris? Because I know you went to see your dad today, aren't you? Hope you're all right. Hope north is nice and warm for you. Not.
Not.
Bless him.
Oh, keep a lookout for KHV 2-hour live tomorrow for some super cheap dials. I think you mean deals.
Right. Unless it's sort of like slang. Dials.
Dials.
You got some
Get some dials.
Got some super cool dials there for you, mate. Got a few dingoes.
Some killer dials.
What's your cocker?
A dingo ate my baby. Oh man.
So I'm going to have to ask the question. So what are you vaping on?
Well, first up, I've got the Slam Piece and FP, which is empty and needs a refill. On that, I've got some Killer Custard from Vapetasia. And I'll actually talk about that bottle in a second. But, because it keeps on reminding me every time I pick it up. And I've also got the Squonker, as I usually do, the Pulse BF, the original there, the mech, and the Profile RDA, running that mesh strip in here. Still loving it. Obviously, I've been on it for quite some time. You guys have seen me using it. So, and third, I have it's still being wicked, but the Duster with the Dead Rabbit deck, and I'm going to be throwing the 25mm knuckle cap on top of that. I also have one other that I'm not going to show you the mod, but here we go. I'm running the Equitas on top of. I can't show it because that's up for review, and I'm not supposed to show it. So that's what I'm vaping on. In the Squonker, I have some Keep It 100 Peachy Punch, but on the Duster, I'm also going to be running the Custard. What about you?
Me? I have got a plethora.
As usual.
Of things to... What am I basically? I'm doing a few tests at the present moment. I'm testing, obviously, the graffiti mod by Vape Zone. That's going to be coming up for review next week. I'm also testing the... I keep on forgetting the name of it. It's the Vex 100 by Factio. That's on test. But what I'm enjoying at the moment is, obviously, I've got my hog with the warhead on top. I've also got the SL SX Mini.
Yes,
I am really enjoying this one. Still having a couple of problems with it, I've got to admit. I've got the Gorge on it this time. Still having the ohms jumping around. I've pressed the center button to hold it in so it sets the ohms, but they still are jumping around a bit. So
does it jump around when you're hitting the fire button, or
no,
just normally?
It's just sort of like you fire it and it'll be like 0.31, and it's not doing it now. Typical. It was jumping from sort of like 0.31 to 0.32, 34, then back down to 3.1.
After it gets warm?
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, I know, but it seemed to be a little bit more frequent than what I'm used to.
Than usual.
Second thing is actually connecting this to the internet. It just doesn't happen. So it won't connect. Will not connect. This will not connect to my computer.
I didn't know it did.
Yeah, you can do it so to get the firm updates on it.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
It also can do Bluetooth as well, so you can connect it on your phone. Yeah, I know. But you've got to try these things. It's a new experience for me. So
Yeah.
So I've been trying to connect this to my computer, and obviously my computer's all fine and up and running. Will not connect it, just will not recognise it. So I'm using their cable that they supplied. So I've got a feeling that there might be something wrong with this cable. So I'll be trying another cable to see if that works. So yeah, been enjoying that one. I got a special deal from Knucklehead Vapes, which is what I'm calling the Go On Kenny. I'm not calling it anything else. It's called the Go On Kenny setup. So there you go. I've got that. What juices am I going?
Beautiful.
I am got my homebrew dark lemonade, which is a very nice lemon. It's got a little bit of a bakery note in there. I've got Mama's apple pie, and I have got Totem rainbow candy, which I'm really enjoying. And I'm also trying Vape Wild Sticky Doodle. There you go. It's like a bakery type note. So there you go. Julie, hello, sweetheart. Dial, hello. Just thought I'd mention that. So yes, that's what I'm basically vaping on at the present moment.
ID Boca, hello.
Gotta admit, the graffiti, heavy little mod, but I really do like it. Really impressed. Don't know about the artwork. What do you think?
Zombie aviator. I don't know. I'm a zombie kind of culture fan, I would suppose. So I mean, it doesn't look horrible. I mean, it could look better, I
But
suppose.
it's heavy.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, the whole thing's zinc alloy.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's heavy, bug. I nearly
Oh,
swore
man.
then. I nearly swore. I nearly swore then.
You nearly swore.
Yeah, nearly. Heavy.
I nearly
Very
didn't.
comfy. Very, very, very comfy. What are you drinking on?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee and water.
Tonight.
Oh, Guinness Original Double X.
Yeah, that's what I'm on.
I love me some
I
thick
need
Guinness.
this. I need this. Yeah, I really do. I've not had a great week once again. It just seems to be the SoulOhm thing at the moment. Ended up in hospital on, what day was it? Tuesday. Had a load of tests, more tests done, which was weird. But there you go. So, yeah. And that's it. That's all. Sinner, good evening to you, sire. So,
Oh, here we go.
That's it.
Smock coils.
Marky Mark and Smock. I like it.
Oh, man.
I like it.
I love you, Sinner.
So,
Thank you for being you.
I suppose I'm going to leave this one up to you tonight. It's going to be your subject tonight.
It is going to be my subject, I suppose. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, first thing, like I said, while I was going over what I wanted to discuss, as you and I were talking earlier about branding, one of the things that I had mentioned yesterday during my live is specifically about that bottle. Vapetasia is one of those companies that did go through some rebranding. You can tell it's just got a simple cup of what looks like ice cream or a custard in the cup there. The original bottle was not like that. The original bottle came with this cartoony cup of custard with a bloody samurai sword, and I'm glad to see that they went that direction with it instead. But anyways, on tonight's topic, what was it? It was how our views on how vaping, how the impact vaping has had in the real world and how non-vapers perceive vaping. That's what it was.
Right.
Do you have any opinions on that?
Do I have any opinions? I think there still is the renowned fact that non-vapers still perceive vaping as in the same as smoking, if that's what you're meaning. Yeah, it's totally that. Yeah, definitely.
I find that there are three different mentalities when it comes to this. I think three different viewpoints that people take or are on those lines. First of all is the people who are very against the smokers that are they're very aggressive towards vapors, and I think that that has something to do with pressure put on them from vapors in a non-effective or educational and informative way, but more of being pushy. Then you have the, oh man, I had all three of these before. There are three different standpoints that I see. Some that acknowledge that it could be safer, some that do and believe that, but just can't bring themselves to get to that point where they say, you know what, I need to quit smoking and maybe this could help me. And then you've got that third and negative outlook to it, where much like the U.S. government, they kind of cherry pick the information that they're going to go by, given, you know, certain reports from, you know, the UK Royal College of Physicians, or even our own media, which, as is a well-known fact, is owned exclusively by upper high class and political people. So it really, they use the media to kind of fuel their own agendas. And I think that's a big part of why they've started really pushing that whole, the truth agenda, is what we call it. All those, the truth commercials and how they're using scare tactics and promoting the negative information that they're making to be a way bigger deal. I think that has a huge impact on it.
On a smaller, more local to where you are, you're walking down the street in your main town that you're next to. What experience have you had with people when you're vaping?
Well, if it comes to indoors, unless I'm at a vape shop, I don't. Even if if there's nothing stated, or if, you know, vaping is allowed in a certain establishment, I won't. I mean, I know that you can do it discreetly, but the way I vape, there's nothing discreet about it. Where I'm constantly using mechs and drippers, it's kind of hard to hide a cloud that size. So, you know, I understand being respectful of the people around me.
Have you experienced that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. There are quite a few times that I've seen that happen. Even if I'm, you know, intentionally trying to blow it downwards and away from other people, they still, you know, give dirty looks and stuff. But I also get the occasional either a smoker or non-smoker who, you know, doesn't even really care. And then there's the obvious, you know, while we're riding down the street in our car, I'll be vaping, blowing it out the window, and next thing I know, we've got a guy honking his horn, rolling up to us and flashing his vape in the window. Like, hey, what's up, vape fam? What's going on? So, I mean, like I said, I've seen all sides of it here, specifically. It's, I don't want to say it's disheartening to see, but it kind of is in a way, because people are very closed-minded here. And they're dead set in the way that they think and the way that they feel, and their opinions are never wrong. And that's a big problem here in the States, and I'm not sure if that's the same kind of mentality that people have over in the UK, but it's a very, very prideful kind of stance to take, but that pride can get you into trouble, or if you keep you misinformed rather. But I think that the vaping, as far as the impact vaping has had, I think first and foremost it's had a great impact on the amount of people that it's helped to quit smoking. I think it's been an absolute great help, and it's been a fantastic impact on smokers that want to finally quit but don't know how and don't really have another option. You know, that, like, we know that they have the patches, they've got the gums, they've got the medication, But for some people, none of those things work. Patches and gum never worked for me. I went on Chantix twice. The first time I quit for 2 years. The second time I quit for 1 year. Both times I went back to smoking. And so just because that worked for me doesn't mean that it's not going to work for someone else. Not only is it not going to work for them, there's also the possibility that they could be allergic to the medication as well, or to the nicotine patches or the gum. And so if you get people that are allergic to those things or just simply don't work for them, vaping is a great opportunity to help them to get off cigarettes. So I think that in that, the impact that vaping has had on the society as a whole, I think has been great. As far as research, I don't think enough has been done to make the government here in the U.S. really open their eyes. I mean, we've seen the reports. We know the real, true information that's been shown to us through science reports and research studies. We've seen the truth behind it all. And for whatever reason, they still, here in the U.S., are very closed-minded and believe what they want to believe and cherry-pick their information, not reading the entire article, but reading the negative points and pulling those out and throwing those in the faces of everyday citizens. So on that, I think that we need to. I think that with the more research that gets done, the better the industry is going to be. But at this current point, I think that's kind of a drawback.
I think the problem here in the UK, generally, me on a day-to-day basis, I don't get really many problems with vaping. The only time that I've had a real major problem vaping was outside at a bus stop, but that was last year, and I got told off for vaping outside a bus stop, but that was as close as I've ever got to anything, really. Generally, the most people that come across me vaping are more actually interested. They're more asking questions about what I'm vaping on. They're asking about vaping. I got an old woman I was stood outside the market. We've got a massive big market here in Doncaster. I was stood outside while my wife had gone into a shop, and that's what I was having a quick vape. And she must have been about 80 years old woman come up to me and asking me, so whereabouts do I put the tobacco in the pipe? It was lovely. And then I explained, and I spent about 20 minutes, half an hour talking to her, explaining how it worked. And this were a mech mod. So like brilliant. Well, she'd saw me vaping, and obviously she thought, so where'd you put tobacco in it and that? And it was so like, well, lovely. And she were on about her husband, obviously no longer with her, how he used to love his pipe and things like that, and he'd love that. It was brilliant. So I've had some lovely experiences, and then I've gone sort of like to a car boot, a big car boot sale, like a garage sale. But
okay,
you have it in a massive big field, and there's loads of people there.
Oh wow!
Selling the junk.
Oh yeah, like a
yard sale.
Yeah, kind of a yard sale, flea market.
Yeah, flea market. Yeah, trying to think what the relevant
same here. Yeah. I was trying to think about the name. Yeah. Like, I can't think it.
And I've done walking down the aisles as you do. Obviously, it's all outside and I've seen women go like.
Yeah.
That. But generally, it's. I mean, I've been vaping, coming up to 7.5 years now. And all through that time, I've been relatively lucky, to be honest with you. I have met some negative people, but generally not negative people. It's more of a case of interest, intrigue, and they either do like it or... Totally, I don't like that. You don't know what's in them, the chemicals, and you don't know, they've not been tested and all that.
Right.
You get them type of people, and then you get the other people that just don't care. So it's one of them ones. JP Vape Show, hello.
It's always a real gift when you get the people that show that interest and curiosity as to what vaping is, and getting that chance and that opportunity to inform and educate properly on a one-to-one, rather than having them just go off of whatever the media tells them. To have that opportunity and chance to show them and tell them, what the real truth behind vaping really is, that's a great opportunity to be able to, support and encourage the community and the industry. And, it could potentially save someone's life,
I think the biggest problem that we're always going to face is media. I think the media, as much positivity that they can produce, they produce way too much negativity. And what normally happens, especially in this country, we will get our headlines on our tabloids, and it will be man blows half face off with e-cig,
right?
Or man blows half leg off on e-cig on the main page. But then you have to read the story on page 7, and it tells you the whole story that no, it was actually da-da-da and da-da this
right.
and the
other. But they make the headlines say way worse, and that's what people pay attention to.
And that's what they do. And that's what sells papers. And unfortunately, a lot of people have just gone to the garage, filled up with petrol, gas, filled up with gas.
Yeah.
Gone to pay for their petrol, gas, and seen the headline, and that's all they saw, and that was it, and then walked off. And then later on in pub, them e-cigs, they blow up, them, saw it in paper. And word of mouth is amazing. So like,
take it from someone who vapes. Don't take it from people that don't have a clue and are trying to shut the stuff down,
You work out, I mean, you've been vaping long enough now, especially when you get scientific documents that come out, and people only read half of it, or they only they only read what they want to read into it.
Yep.
Mush the Snowman. Good evening.
That's the thing. People need to Cal's Irons. How are you, buddy? People need to really they need to read fully into what it is that they're looking into. Research is never half-assed. You got to read the whole thing. Otherwise, you're only getting part of the information that's, trying to be conveyed to you. And only half the information isn't going to help anyone. You need the full story.
That, I mean, we say that, but aren't we guilty for it as well? I'm not on about in vaping. I'm on about in general life. We kind of read what we want to read, and we digest what we want to digest. And sometimes, I mean, let's face it, we've all heard of Chinese whispers, and it is that culture we do live in. Plus, also, you've got the fake news on the internet as well, and we can be just as bad, because as a vape community, we will see a dodgy headline. Thank you, my darling. We will see a dodgy headline, and we will repost it, and we're sharing it and sharing it and sharing it like crazy. So it's gone through all the vaping groups and all that, and a non-vaper is bound to see it.
Yep.
And there you go, proof. They're even sharing it, so it must be right. So you can understand where these like almost Chinese whisper style of information comes from.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Guys, that me being devil advocate again.
Hey, you know what? There always has to be one that questions it, so that if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able to really think about it from all sides.
Hi, Mike.
We need to think about that from every aspect, not just the positives, but how other people are going to look at it too. And that's kind of where I got this, thought about this topic a little bit, because a lot of people, like you said, they only read what they want to read. They only hear what they want to hear. It's not good, because a lot of the information that they cherry pick is, like you said, is the negative. And the reason for that is because, A, it's going to make sales. Like you and I had already discussed this. Drama and negativity, unfortunate as it might be, is what sells. That's what draws people's attention in. You know.
So, for arguing's sake, a really good question for you. For arguing's sake, someone actually confronts you in your high street. How do you go about educating people?
Well, I'm a little. Well, I like to think I'm on the wavelength that a lot of other people should be. And the way I would approach somebody is, and I don't usually approach people. I'm usually like you. I usually get approached by others. And with that opportunity, I try and explain it in a very educational and less of a pushy way. More, well, this is what this was designed for. It's you give them the facts. The Royal College of Physicians in the UK has already done studies on this and has deemed it, 95 or better % safer than cigarettes. It's not, may not be healthy. It may not be completely 100% safe, but it's a lot better for you than smoking traditional combustible tobacco. And then if they continue to show an interest in it, which at that point some people do not, but if they do continue to show an interest in it, I like to just continue along, show them what a mod looks like, what a SoulOhm tank looks like. I try to show them things that they could possibly use as an entry-level vapor.
Good evening, Doug. That
would be both affordable and effective for them. Obviously we're all different, so and we all consume nicotine in different levels, whether you're a smoker or whether you're a vapor, and hence why there's so many different milligram strength of e-liquids. But a chain smoker who smokes 2.5 packs a day would probably benefit much more from much higher nicotine level like pod systems can deliver. But I'll show them what a pod system looks like. I'll show them starter kits with little, like Smock, for example, like the Smock Stick V8 kit.
And you can do this in your high street, can you?
I have a little of everything.
You're pretty good. You carry your stock with you. So, what have you got? Long trench coat. So, hello. You want to have a look at all these?
Want to watch?
Hey, look, I've got starter kits here. I got mid-range. I got high-end here.
Oh, man. No.
On the other side, you got juice.
Yeah, true.
Ranging from, we've got the 50 milligrams here. We've got 3 milligrams here.
No joke, that's the way of vaping. That's the direction we're headed right now. They're going to kill it legally, and then the black market's going to come out, and you're going to see guys in little trench coats going, look what I got. Look what I got.
Hey, I might.
Come back in the alley. Come to the back of the alley. Oh, man. But, yeah.
We'll not talk about your private habits.
Yeah, let's not do that. I might scare people.
Huggles, Gail. Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, Gail.
So for me, personally, when people come up to me and start asking me about vaping, it depends on, obviously, if they're coming at me in this stance, that you don't know what's in that and it's rubbish and, and all that. It's sort of like, I try and explain about how long vaping's been going and trying to explain, obviously, the 95% to 97% safer than cigarettes. I try to explain what's actually in vapor, and that has always been the fun one, is to try and explain that one and sort of like explain the actual individual ingredients compared to a cigarette. The other one that always comes up, it gives you popcorn along that. And the other good one, it's got antifreeze in that.
I was just going to say that too.
They are the two classic ones. So it's sort of like, thankfully, due to me researching and things like that, I know about the popcorn alongside of it and things like that. So I have got that knowledge and information to give back to them.
Right.
A lot of the times it's like hitting your head against a brick wall. They've made that decision and it's so like final, no, e-cigs are bad, full stop.
Right.
And no matter how much you argue or try to explain yourself, you just, nah, it's a brick wall, you'll never get it. But then you get other people that are quite open and interested in it. So like, oh, right, so this can do this, can this, and that's how it does. See, the beauty about the beauty about vaping that I have seen over the period of time that I've been vaping is that most of it's done by word of mouth anyway. And I think that has always been the problem with every government and every healthcare, don't matter what country you're in, has not liked, because instead of it being a product that's been advertised, a product that's been pushed forward as a stop smoking aid or anything like that, it's actually word of mouth that's happened. And I think that is the beauty about it. And I think that is, it's actually saving grace, because no matter what, even if they outright ban it and it all goes black market, word of mouth will still carry on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've always maintained that mindset that word of mouth is the best marketing tactic ever. That is what's going to really, really educate people from an experienced vapor into what all this is and what is and is not, you know, accurate. Yeah, what's not accurate as far as the information that's being spread around currently. It gives them a different aspect to look at vaping by, and more of an it may end up generating more interest and get them to actually give it a shot. And you know, it could not help them. It could get them off cigarettes, and it may not be their thing. But you know,
I mean, I'm very fortunate. I mean, I speak to several drivers every single day, and over a period of time, I have got probably about 12, 13 different drivers from smoking into vaping, just because I am vaping. And it's all like, oh, what's that? And then it's all like, I've been given a starter kit to review, so I've given that. And it's all like, and I still do it now. I've got juice, I give them juice and things like that. And it's all like giving you that community I absolutely love about. So it's all like, yeah, word of mouth is the...
Word of mouth, that's it. I've got two friends right now that I can say that I'm helping. He's still in the stage of converting, or transitioning rather, not converting. He's working into transitioning 100% into vaping. He's still kind of doing half and half right now, but he's in that transition period where he wants to quit smoking completely, but it's very hard for him. And you know, I give him the same mindset I had, but I've also got another friend that was dead set against smoking. She wanted to quit 100%, and I told her flat out, if there's anything that I can do to help you to do this, to help you to succeed in quitting the smoking, I will absolutely. So I did. I sent her a little SoulOhm tank with a Pico, E-leaf Pico, and what I send her a couple of extra coils, and I think I sent her some juice too. But as far as I know, I still talk to her every once in a while, and as far as I know, she's still using it. She's kicked the cigarettes. And so I know that there are two people for sure right now that I've either helped or am helping to get into that, off the cigarettes and into vaping 100%. You know, it's, and I've told my other buddy that, you know, I understand the smoking thing. It's habit. It really is. But you got to think of it like this. You're not addicted to cigarettes. You're addicted to the nicotine that's in the cigarettes. And if you can deliver that cleaner into your system, you're going to be a lot healthier for it.
You see, and I've never classed myself as a non-smoker.
Vapor now.
No. I've never classed it as just stopping smoking or anything like that.
No.
My mindset is I've just changed my brand.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no, oh, I've
the
stopped
point.
smoking. No, I don't, no. I've stopped using combustible cigarettes, yes. But I've not stopped smoking. You're still doing the same thing. You're doing it a cleaner way, like you've said. But I know words are words, but for me
Right.
personally, it's, no, I haven't changed anything. I've just swapped my brand. And when you think about it, that's kind of really it is. Yes,
Yeah.
I have stopped smoking combustible cigarettes. Yes, that is true. But I don't feel like, you see, my journey into vaping wasn't the same as most people's. I had no intention of stopping smoking. I had I enjoyed a cigarette. Really did.
Yeah.
I had no intentions. It was purely by accident and stumbling on it because of the smoking ban that I got into vaping, and I really enjoyed it. But for me personally, it's more to do with changing my brand, and I like fiddling with things anyway. That does sound dodgy, but I know. But I like fiddling. Hello, people.
That's better
I
than
like
diddling.
fiddling. I like fiddling with things. Me.
Better than diddling with things.
But yeah, me personally, it's sort of like I've just changed my brand, and I think
I can see that.
another thing that really, how can you really got to help, especially people that's transitioning from cigarettes to actual vaping. A lot of people really beat themselves up because they've had a cigarette.
Yep.
And it's so like, don't, no. The more you vape, the better. But if you have the odd cigarette, fair enough. If you dual fuel, that is not a problem. Just think of it that you've had less cigarettes than you normally would have done. But people do generally beat themselves up. It's so like, oh, I've been vaping for now 6 months, and oh, I had to have a cigarette. And then they beat themselves up about it. And it's like, no, there's no need to do that. So that's why, I think that's why I got into that mindset of, no, I haven't quit smoking or anything like that. I've just literally changed my brand.
So yeah, I'm actually 8 months in as a full-time vapor, and I still do get those. When I get over the past week, I'll tell you there have been about 3, maybe 4 times over the past week that I've sat and thought, I want a cigarette. I don't want my vape. I want a cigarette. And I haven't broken, but I have broken in the past. And you're absolutely right. I am definitely suspect of having done that myself, where I've beaten myself up. Like, I just failed. I just failed. Like, this, it's over. Like, I might as well just go back to smoking cigarettes full time. Knowing that that's how I get, I absolutely refuse. Right now, as I said, you know, almost 8 months as a full-time smoker, full-time vapor, I have no desire to mess that up. My record is clean, and I want to keep it that way, completely off the cigarettes, and that's me. And like you said, there are some people that if they mess up, they're just like that. They not mess up if they decide.
See, this is the bit that always gets me, and it's not just about cigarettes. It's dieting and things like that. It's sort of like we have got this culture of we're bad,
right?
You're naughty.
Yep.
And it's like, well, no. We need to get. I always feel that instead of being a punishment, like if you need to go right, Mr. Such and Such, you need to lose X amount of pounds. We treat it as a punishment. And I think that is wrong. One of the diets that they have here in the UK, they have sins. And it's so like, oh, you're allowed so many sins a day. And it's so like, no, I think the whole mindset is wrong. We are punishing ourselves for something that we enjoy doing. And it's so like, well, no. We know that it's bad. We already know that it's bad for us. We know that. But it's so like degrees of bad, yeah? But there's no point punishing yourself over it. But we tend to do that. We have this real bad thing of, I've been vaping for X amount and I ended up having a cigarette, and it's all like, no, I've let myself down, and no, you've just had a cigarette. That's it. And I think the people are instead of need to swap it around for being a negative and get it into a positive. That okay, yeah, I've had a cigarette, but I'm still vaping.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to touch on a comment that Colette just made. It was something Lethal Coils said on this show a few weeks ago that stuck with me, and I have not had a cig for just over 3 weeks now, so thank you, Kris. Colette, big love to you. Congratulations, but I got to tell you, it wasn't me. This was all you. I just gave you the information. I just gave you the inspiration, but you did all the work, so congratulations and pat yourself on the back. That is absolutely amazing. I'm very, very happy that you have stayed so long and strong off the cigarettes. That's very, very good.
You should be well chuffed.
Absolutely
well chuffed. I mean, this is why we're here. At the end of the day, this is a celebration. It's why we do reviews. It's why we do the live show. We are celebrating vaping. It's as simple as that. That's why we're here. And obviously, I'm a natter and a giggle. But top and bottom of it, we are all here. And you guys in chat, you're all here for the same reason. We've all found this device that we think is absolutely brilliant, and we are celebrating it. It must be uplifting, not downlifting.
Right. We can't be degrading and berating to others. We have to really encourage, support, and show, you know, that care that for other people that I've come to accept and to know just in my past 8 months of being this involved with the community as I am. It's been super, super supportive and very uplifting, and very few times have I found anybody that's been very against it, degrading, and very, very aggressive towards vapors. And like I said, that was only, you know, less than 3 times that I've had an interaction with anybody like that. But for the most part, over the past 8 months, it's been an absolute pleasure to see so many people lifting and supporting everybody else in this fight to get off cigarettes. And it is a fight, and it's not easy, but the fact that people are doing it and people are getting that help and making healthier life choices, it's fantastic.
Do you know what I love? And we were saying just prior about word of mouth. What I love about this whole vaping, and it's why I think that I have so much passion about it, is that you're not being told by the government to do it. You're not being told by any healthcare to do it. We're doing this as a community of uplifting people. It's all like, look, this is a safer alternative to smoking traditional tobacco.
Absolutely.
And it's sort of like, right, we found something that we all have something in common with, but we are so diverse as well. And I think that is amazing. I really do. And every day that I wake up and I read my emails and things like that, it's always a good thing. And I'm so chuffed and proud to be part of this community. I really am.
Absolutely. It's been a great honor to know, to have met and to have interactions with such pleasant and awesome people. You know, I am very proud and grateful that I found this community, because without it, I probably would still be smoking right now. I wouldn't have had that support system and the encouragement that I needed to keep going and to keep pushing forward and make that healthier life choice. And I couldn't be happier for having made that decision. And it's a lot more difficult when you don't have that support. The past 2 times I quit, my only support was my wife. And with her continued smoking, and the place that the house that I live in is a house of smokers, and it's very difficult on that. And so with the support system I had here in the community, it made that 100 times easier you know, even living in a house full of smokers, I was still able to maintain that strength and that positive mindset that I don't need them. I've got my vape, and it really does come down and play a lot into the community that we're a part of. Absolutely.
It astounds me how many amazing people I have actually met in this community over the years. It really is, and it just makes me. This is why we do what we're doing, and that's what I absolutely love. Right, we're coming up to 10-2. This is where we normally get you guys in chat to do something, and it's called Ask Your Caster. So if you've got any questions, why don't you give us a question and
Absolutely.
put it in the chat? So I just want to give a shout out to IVC. He's not feeling too good, and he's going to be back up and running in January. So big thumbs up to you, kiddo, and big love as well.
Yes. I hope that you start to feel better, my buddy.
And
I do.
Goober, happy Thanksgiving, mate.
Happy Thanksgiving, Goober. How we doing? Oh, man. Boxers or briefs? Bill Richards asks.
Boxers.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to be a boxer guy. Used to be.
Yeah.
Now I'm that boxer brief guy.
You're the boxer brief. A boxer brief, a boxer brief. No UK vape show tonight, so you can run late. Oh, thank you. I know
Awesome.
Poor old Vic's not very well, I've heard.
No.
But are the guys doing anything else? Is Mark, Kris or Dean doing something? They more than likely will be. So, boxers for you, Biscuit. Yeah, I've got to wear
boxer
boxers.
briefs for Goober. And you just mentioned Vic, and I just had that. I had that pop in my head earlier, but I wanted to really just touch on that. And
you're not touching my briefs, mate. Sorry.
No.
No, I like you, but not that much, mate. Come on. Jeez, what kind of a guy do you think I am? I'm not that kind of girl. You're not touching my briefs. Oh, boxers, nah. Don't think so.
Well, Vic had mentioned, you know, he does a lot of the what's up and the political outlook on it all, as far as the fight for keeping vaping around. And something that he's been really adamant about, and I have to 100% agree with him, is look at the other countries aside from the US and see what they've done. The UK, you guys took it political. You guys took it to a political level, and you guys won. And other countries have taken it and viewed it in a political way. And, whoa, you can fondle my jockeys anytime, Lethal Coils. Thanks, Hodson.
Before you go any further, we've just had a question. Quite a good one from Doug Roberts. What's the difference between a Nick shot and Nick salts?
Nick shots are free-base nicotine that gets mixed into your standard e-liquid, such as vape, Tasia's, Killer Custard, but it's used in DIYing if you're mixing your own juices, like you do, Mark, like your lemonade there. The Nick shots are a free-base nicotine, which you can use in your drippers. Nick salts, however, are primarily designed for pod systems. In my mind, there are some people out there, they're, in my opinion, out of their mind, but people out there do occasionally drip Nick salts. But Nick salts also have a much higher nicotine content than traditional e-liquid or your Nick shot bottles.
Am I correct in saying that nicotine salt is more of a synthetic nicotine?
I believe so, yes. I believe that that's more of a synthetic, which I don't know if it comes down to one of those research things. You need to we need more research done into whether or not the synthetic nicotine is as which one is healthier for you? You know, is the free-base nicotine or is the nic salts a synthetic? Which one is better for you and healthier? I mean, synthetic typically, to me, in my head, means lab created, which means that there are more chemicals into nic salts than just what's in a free-base nicotine. And so that does play around in my mind, where we need more research done to find out exactly what those chemicals are and find out their impact on the human body in regards to long-term use. I'm not sure. There are probably a few reports and studies that have already been done on this, but I haven't looked into those myself, which is probably a good idea.
Not to interrupt you, kiddo. Mike's just turned around and said, because I'm not 100% sure myself. Nic shot is obviously your free base pharmaceutical grade nicotine. And nic salt is a nicotine that I believe comes from the plant in a crystal form, hence the name salts.
And the way they would get that that crystallized version of it would be through like a dehydration method, is what I would guess. If I had to wager, I guess that would be my guess on that. And now with dehydration methods, they vary. There are a few different methods you can use to dehydrate something, and some of those include, you know, additional chemicals. And so that's one of those things where it's I'm unsure about it. I don't have all the facts, so I can't say it is this way or it is not this way.
What I do know, I mean, obviously the chat's filling up with information. What I do know is that the nic salts seem to be a stronger, or should I say, intense nicotine, whereas free base is sort of like your standard. Because I do know that when you have a cigarette, the way that your body consumes the nicotine is faster than when you actually vape. So there is a big difference. It takes your body longer to absorb the nicotine when you're vaping than it does when you have a cigarette. Right.
Filippo, you're yes, you can. There are flavored nic salts, nic salt juices.
Yes.
They are pre-mixed. I don't think you can get you know, nic salt just like flavor shots. I think that like this is a nic salt bottle from Naked 100 that I've been using in my wife's Smock Rolo badge every once in a while. If I go out, I tend to leave the majority of my drippers and mechs and my box mods. They typically stay here, and I'll bring that out with me on the go. Just like pod system is designed for. You don't have to, you know, sit there and chief on it. It's got a much higher nicotine content to it, so it's more of a occasional, you need that nic hit, grab your pod system, take a quick rip or two, put it back in your pocket, and you're good for a little while, you know. I
mean, one thing about, especially in America, you have them quite high nicotine levels, don't you, especially on the pods?
Oh, yes. This one in particular is 35 milligram strength. They go upwards of 50, and I would never be able to handle 50 milligram nicotine, even nic salts. Oh, you can buy nic salt in crystal form. Okay. Yes, I got Flawless nic shots, not nic salts, but I did get the Flawless company nic shots, which I used in a couple of different DIYs, so I can vouch for those ones. I don't really know much about their nic salts, though. Are you enjoying the new mech? Oh, Grumpy Old Vapor.
Right, the next question that I've got on here is from Ian SoulOhm. Which do you prefer, black-coated copper or black-coated brass in mechs? To be honest with you, I prefer coated copper. Copper is probably about the best conductive on any of the mechs normally. So yeah, black coated copper would be my answer. But I have got black coated brass, because obviously brass is slightly cheaper than copper, and there seems to be a lot more brass mechs at the moment than there are copper. So that is my answer.
Yes. Mike's Mex. Can't use the salts. Gives me gastritis. That's another aspect that comes into play with people's style of vaping. Some, as we touched on it earlier, if with the nicotine patches and the gum, some people are allergic or hypersensitive to certain chemicals, and Nic salts might be that for somebody.
It's like with PG though, isn't it? I mean, you get a lot of people that's PG intolerant. That's quite surprising how many people that are. I mean, back in the day, we used to be, obviously, when you used to vape, it was always mouth to lung, and it was always high PG. It was normally 70 PG and 30 VG back in the day. So yeah, there was a lot of. Yes, I would love a solid silver. I'd love if you're on about solid silver. No, I'd rather a solid gold mech. That would be the perfect mech. But I don't think my wallet would ever be able to afford a solid gold mech.
No. But think about the hit.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Voltage drop, zero.
Zero. None. Oh, man. Oh.
Which do you prefer? Do you prefer brass or copper?
Well, I can tell you I don't have many copper mods at all. I've got primarily brass and silver, or stainless rather. But you're right on the conductivity. The voltage drop is going to be lower, but it is a little bit more expensive. But I mean, as far as performance-wise, I would go with copper. Aesthetically, if we're talking about looks, I would prefer a brass rather.
Yeah, naval brass always looks nicer.
It really does. It really does. And I feel like copper, it would be black coated, but I mean that black coating will eventually wear off, and when it does, and it's just bare copper, your hands stink. Your hands smell. They smell like metal.
See, I don't. Excuse me. I don't get that problem. But saying that, I've told you before, I can't get a mech to blooming patina.
No.
I don't know whether it's the grease in my hands or what. I clean a mod. I don't mucky it. What will happen is, I will use a mech. I will get it patina just round at the top here. Just where your atomizer joins. Right. I'll get patina in there, and I'll probably get patina a bit at the bottom. The rest of it is always nice and shiny.
Yeah.
Always, no matter what. I cannot get... I've seen them on Instagram where it's sort of like, it just looks absolutely gorgeous, where it's really aged, and it's sort of like almost like nearly a brown colour. And it's sort of like, I could never get a mech to do that for me. Not with my hands. Just will not do it.
Bill Richards, brass with silver contacts. I agree 100%. If I'm going to have a brass mod, I absolutely love the silver contacts.
Oh, definitely.
I have a lot with the copper contact, and that's not bad. I mean, I don't notice an insane voltage drop going between the silver contacts or the copper contact pins.
This does surprise me, this one, the Kennedy. Obviously, you've got brass at the bottom. How real brass it is, I don't know. But it's all brass at the bottom, and it hits really, really well. Quite impressed with this.
Very nice.
I just thought I'd mention this. I wanted a silver mech. The only one I've got is my Simple. Can you remember them?
Silver? Yes, I do, actually. My buddy brought his over.
And I saw it and I thought, well, I know it's only the clone. It's only clone. Only clone. But I thought, I want to try it first because I want to get the original. And I wanted to try a stainless steel version of it. And to be honest with you, even because it's got the copper at the bottom, it hits really well. I'm quite impressed. There is a voltage drop. I do notice the voltage drop. There is only slightly one, but I do notice it a little bit. So I just built me coils just a little bit lower than I normally do, and fires really nice.
Dub. Mark, there is a process to patina a mech using salt and ammonia. Check out videos on YouTube.
I've seen all them ones, yes.
Yep.
I've seen some gorgeous ones. Oh yeah, I'm not on about the patina where it turns all green and all that lot. I'm on about just the general. That looks old. You know that old look where
Yes.
it goes like an old 1 pence piece, $1.
Like an old tin roof.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That kind of brown looking. I cannot get my mod to look like
To
it's
do that.
aged. I just can't do it. I suppose, yeah, I could go off and go and get it patinaed and things like that. Yeah, I'm not quite meaning that. It's just that brown look that you get. And you see some awesome photos on Instagram. It's so like, it looks really, really old.
Nice.
But it's
Have you seen the
not.
fire and ice ones?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love the fire and ice. And they do these really neat, they use these really neat techniques, like putting like a section of fishnet around the mod while they're patinaing it, and it comes out with this nice, beautiful color. Some people will use bits of tape to make a design with the patina, and they'll put little strips of tape and mark their mod so it
On
won't
about
patina.
vaping with Vic. Vic's got a mech, and to be honest with you, for love nor money, I think it was a trying to think what mech it was.
Not that stacked one, right?
No. It's we're going way back. We're going way back in the day, and he got one, and if I remember rightly, it's got a dragon on it, but it's done in a way that it's all patinaed, then obviously lacquered. And honestly, that was absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I think that might be a simple mod, to be honest with you. Vic, if he was in chat, he'd be able to tell you. But this is going back some years, and the guy that did it, he did a run of them, and I used to see regular updates and posts, and he did some absolutely gorgeous ones.
Street
Very
Sleeper 4, the inside of my brief have a nice patina going on. Oh my, I think it's time for a wash.
I've just been told if I put me mod and bury it in soil for 3 weeks, that'll patina it. Yeah, but what I will do, I'll have to do a video of that. Get a mod, really nice and shiny, bury it for 3 weeks, then come back, dig it out, and then I'll use it for a week, and I guarantee you that all the way around the middle part it'll be nice and shiny within, a day. Guarantee it.
Bill Richards says he thinks it was a rogue.
Was it a rogue? It might have been. It might have been a rogue.
Could have been.
Could have been.
Could have been.
I know it was a long time ago. I mean, we're going back, 3-4 years ago when he got it. But,
I do have a solid copper. I have a
you have one?
copper broadside. I have a copper broadside, and I got that used from a buddy of mine. And when I got it, it was very patinaed. And for whatever reason, I decided to clean it and polish it. And so now it looks nothing like it used to. But where do you find ammonia? Ammonia? You can find that at any pool shop. I know that.
Have a wee on it.
Have a wee on it, yeah. Ammonia.
Have a wee on it.
Yep.
There you go. So,
Oh,
wee in a bucket. Right, this is what you've got to do now. You've got to wee in a bucket and drop your mod in it.
Throw some salt in there with it.
Yeah, be ready.
Oh, man. Oh, man. It might smell a little funny, but hey, it'll work.
Grumpy. At least I'm not on my own. Grumpy old Vapor. His patina, but shiny in the middle. Oh, thank God for that. Oh, we've got a question. Why do all mech users stick their... I don't know why we all stick his elbows out. Why do we stick our elbows out?
I think, I don't know.
You can't help it because it is that. I mean, I suppose you could...
Yeah.
I mean, doing like that...
It feels a little weird when you do it like this. It does. It feels a little weird. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I think it's just a comfortability thing, to be honest.
Oh, yes. I am definitely... After trying this, I will be definitely buying the original. Definitely.
That looks like a good one.
It is. I am well impressed with it. And I want the exact same form factor, but the original.
Sorry, call me old-fashioned, but I'm not putting my mech in a bucket of my own piss.
Why? What's wrong with that?
He's like, I will never put that back in my hand.
Now, if it was somebody else's, then maybe. But it's your own.
Yeah, really. I wouldn't put it in a bucket of somebody else's piss.
I wouldn't say drink it afterwards or anything like that. I mean, but no. And obviously, once you've done your mech, once you've done that, you're gonna have to wash it, and then you end up cleaning it.
Right?
Yeah, it's no
Oh
good.
man. Oh man.
When I worked in a museum, we aged bronze pieces using gun blue. What's gun blue cream? I've never heard of gun blue cream.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that might be the cleaner/lubricant that people will use when cleaning their guns. I believe. I may not be 100% on that, so
what do you call
take that for what it is.
What was that? What was it?
What-
In oil?
It's like a cleaning and lubricating solution. It comes in little like squeeze bottles.
No, I
Tubes,
just
little
wanted.
squeeze
I
tubes.
just wanted to hear you say lubricant,
Lubricant.
because when you say it sounds rude.
What's lubricant?
Oh.
Exactly.
Vinegar with patina brass and brown colour. If you want your mech to patina over time, stop using. Well, yeah.
Yep.
Yep, totally. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've got quite a few up there that have actually patinaed nicely, but as soon as I touch it, yeah, clean.
Jules, stop it. Stop it with the lubricant.
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 Go on then, say aluminium.
Aluminum.
Aluminum. I love
Aluminum.
that one. I just love that.
See, the funny thing is that I've looked it up on the dictionary, and it's actually spelled both ways and pronounced both ways, aluminum and aluminium. Which one is exactly correct? I don't know. I've seen it both ways on the periodic table of the elements. So, I don't know. It's kind of like, I think it kind of comes back down to the English side of things and the American side of things, where like we spell color C-O-L-O-R, but in the UK you guys spell it C-O-L-O-U-R. So I think it really comes down to one of those.
And vapor.
Yep, V-A-P-O-U-R, and flavor. You know, it's kind of along those lines. I think it's you could say it either way, and neither party is wrong. Kind of thing.
When you see us lot vaping here in UK, do you see any weird, quirky things that we do, or anything like that? You think, oh God, that's a strange thing that they do.
To be honest with you, no.
No.
In my honest opinion, I feel like you guys have it spot on. I think you guys have it. It comes down to Americans butchering the English language. No, I do. I think that you guys have it pretty spot on. I agree with most of everything I've heard that's come out of the UK about vaping, and
No, I'm more meaning it's like weird quirks that we do. It's like every American vapor that you see has always got a flat back cap and loads of tattoos, beard and things like that. It's so like
I see a lot of tattoos, but I mean, I think that's, I don't know. There's nothing really awkward, but then again, I'm not a judgmental person by any means, so I don't look at someone and how they look and how they go about vaping their little things, their little quirks. I don't really see those because I see them as a vapor, and I'm not really paying too much attention to the way they look. I'm more paying attention to the fact that they are people. They're just people like you and me that enjoy vaping and want to, kill the cigarettes, and so that's really where I look at people from.
I'm vaping now and being very conscious that I'm lifting the elbow.
It doesn't work so well with the box.
Yeah.
But it's a mech.
I always believe that, from what I've seen, we always kind of take cues from America. I mean, you go and sort of like see our vape expos and things like that and vape jam,
Right.
and that is very, very American, especially how American vape expos were probably, 2014, 2015, with your ECCs and all that.
Right.
We've sort of like embraced that here in the UK quite a lot, to be honest with you.
Right.
And it's sort of like we always seem to take cues from America.
Mm-hmm.
I just wondered if it's sort of like you noticed that America took cues from us.
Yeah.
More, should we say more of the culture than anything else?
Mm-mm. Not at all. I don't think so. I find that, like I said, there's a lot of closed-minded people here, and so they're very stuck in their ways, and how they vape is how they vape. They don't really. I don't know. I guess I'm different, but they don't really take to other people's culture. They're very set in, I'm an American, I'm going to do this the American way, and screw other countries and how they do things. That's not how we do things here. I find 90% are more geared towards that mindset than those that are like myself and embracing other cultures as well as our own. And I do tend to have things carry over from other cultures that might not impact, but I might take those ideas and have them implemented into my own way of vaping, and the things that I do and the things that I say, and so that's where I'm at on that one. Goober says I'm open-minded.
Goober's always open-minded.
Absolutely. One thing I want to know is why is the beard of knowledge a thing? I won't talk to people in a vape shop about mechs unless they have a huge beard. Had bad experiences with mech talking unbearded. I don't know. It is a thing though. It seems to have been the trend as far as I've seen.
Thanks, you.
And that's not specific to the UK. That's here in the US as well. But yeah, the beard of knowledge.
I think the beard of knowledge is quite a true thing, to be honest with you. I think the bigger the beard, the more experience you feel that the vapor is, especially when it comes to mechs. It's just a weird cultural thing with mechs. There is a culture behind it.
Yeah,
There
really is.
And it's a weird thing, isn't it? And it's so like a lot of people that are not into mechs don't get it. Mm-hmm. Until you introduce them to a mech, and it's so like, wow, it's normally a copper tube, and basically they're all the same. They're all basically the same, similar. There's not much difference between one mech to another mech. There's not that much difference.
Right.
They work basically in the same way, but there is just something about them tubes. Don't know what it is. Even I couldn't put it down, and I am seriously a mech head. I love my mechs. Out of all the vape gear, I will always go to a mech. Always. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love the simplicity of it. I love the ease of, you know what you're doing. I just love it. There's no menus
Minimal
to mess
parts.
about with. Yeah, no menus to mess about with. It's just build it, vape it, go. And
you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about any sort of computer chip going and frying. You don't have to worry about any of that. The only thing that you do have to worry about is how you build. And if you're getting into mechs, that's something you should know anyways. And that's why I've always suggested start with regulated and a dripper. That way you can build your ohms and know what you're building at with a certain coil first before you attempt to start building things and potentially screw up, make something a little bit too low of a resistance, and finding that you end up getting hurt. So, I always suggest practicing on regulated devices anyways.
You see what Mike's just put in chat? Yeah, once you introduce them to mechs, have you noticed how their beers is down their knees the following day?
Oh, man. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, actually, that's very true, though, Mark. I have a friend who's actually, okay, so I have 3 people that I have either helped or am helping. I actually forgot about
So
one.
you've got one
But
friend and 3 people that you know.
yes, one friend.
Wow!
No, I got 3 friends that I'm either helping or have helped, and one
All
of
the
them that I
friends
have
now.
helped.
They're not just
Yes,
people you
all
know.
3 of them. They're not just people.
So is
They're-
that 4 friends?
Oh, I might have 4.
And
And then,
you see, you had 1 friend and 3 people that you know.
yeah.
But now
Yeah.
you've got 3 people you know that are now
Story
friends.
keeps changing, Chris. Your story keeps changing. Which one is it? No, but I started her on a regulated mod, and we came over one night to hang out with her and her husband and their daughter, and for curiosity's sake, she wanted to try using one of my mechs. And so I handed her the one in my hand, and she took a rip off it, and she's like, "That is amazing. I want to get into that." And I'm like, "It is a lot of work. It's a lot of information that you got to know, before you can move to something like that." And she's not using drippers or anything like that. She's just using SoulOhm tanks. So I'm like, before I could ever, recommend or suggest a mech mod to you, there's a lot that I would have to sit down with you and, help you to learn before you can do that, just so that I know for myself that you would be safe doing this. But you're absolutely right. There's one of those, once people see it and get even their first experience through someone else, like I did, they experience that mech, and it's a whole different world to them. They're like, wow, that's a much better vape than what I'm getting out of this tank. And so it really interests them. But I don't know if she's gonna have a beard the next day, but
Well, if she does, you're not going to say, "Oh, are you really?" Oh, it will be a person that you just know, not a friend.
oh, we have that kind of relationship, though.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Does your
Like,
wife know about this?
Oh man, I can see Stevie buying Jules a stick-on beard for Expo. Oh my God.
It's just people turn around to me and ask me, so like, why do you get so excited over a tube? I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, it is. You can't deny it. It's just a copper tube, isn't it? Plumbing tube, and that's all it is.
It is. But you also got to think about the amount of power that a regulated device is going to need to function long term. Like, yeah, with mechanicals, our battery life, depending on your resistance that you're running, won't be great. It won't be phenomenal or anything like that. But then you see these regulated devices, such as the what the hell? Which one was it? Not the Chaos.
Can I just pause you for 1 second?
Show.
Jules likes fondling her mechs.
A little bit of fallacy going on there. A little fallacy. All right. We're getting into a dark corner there.
I just thought I'd mention that. It's all right. Yep. Sorry, Kris. Do please carry on.
I can't remember.
Now I've just got that image in my head now of Jules fondling her mech.
We can sleep easy tonight. Oh man. Oh, I'm away, says Noel. Thank you for the show, Soul and Lethal. Take care, everyone.
Take care, kiddo.
Thank you very Noel. Thank you very much, Noel, for joining us. It's been a pleasure to be able to hear and entertain. She loves a stacked, Mark. Bigger's better, isn't it? Bigger is better.
Yeah, what? 26,650. Stacked.
Oh man.
That big beast that BFG's got. Ooh.
Now what's the difference in performance from a 21,700 to a 26,650? Like, is there a higher mAh rating, higher amp limit on those, or is the 21,700 the highest performing right now?
To be honest with you, I think it's more a case of form factor than anything else. The 26650s. I have got one. I got my brick.
Your brick. Girth, says Biscuit.
Girth. I mean, what's this one? This is... it's according to this, it's 42 amp.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a 4,200 milliamp hour battery.
All right.
And it's a cell rod.
So then if that's the case, then yeah. I mean, obviously I would have to check the battery mooch charts to find the true amp rating. But if that's even remotely close, then yeah, I would have to say that it's going to have better battery life and it's going to hit harder. So
BFG, believe it or not, BFG will be probably better informed than any of us, because he bought a mech at Expo which does hold two 26650 batteries. So he will be able to tell you how hard it hits from there. So
okay.
BFG, it's over to you, kiddo. Lasts for ages, he says.
Bill Richard says the 21650 is the ultimate power to size cell, which is good to know as well, because I do love my 21650 or 21700. Ooh.
By all accounts, 26650 has dreadful lag. That's probably why it's never got popular. I've got a mech somewhere in there that holds a single 26650, and to be honest with you, I never really rated it, to be honest with you.
Oh, Jules.
What's Jules done now?
Lol, Irish, I'm a good girl, so Santa will give me something very nice.
Okay.
Oh, my lord. Oh, my lord. So, yeah, I guess we should expect a 26650 stacked mech there for Christmas there, huh?
I can't wait for the Instagram video. Jules will be there with it.
Oof. Unboxing? Are we going to be doing an unboxing?
Whoa. Family show. We're not having Jules unboxing. Easy target.
21650, he says. Okay, so it's not a 21700. Apparently there's a true 40 amp 21650 on the market. Okay. Now I would have to find a 21650 mod. Got a new name for mech called Black Tar, says Conway.
Okay.
Jules, is Stevie playing Santa this year then? Oh, man.
Why have I got Barry White music in my bag? It's getting on.
Barry White. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
Any thoughts on the new Bonza kit? Yes, I have got lots of thoughts on that Bonza kit. I really do. I saw the Bonza kit at Expo in May. And I'll be genuinely, honestly, I do like the form factor of the mech, but didn't like the fit and finish of it, to be honest with you. The stainless steel version, it looked like there was two distinguishedly different coloured metals. And on the black coated one, which was copper, on the actual joins, you could actually see the copper straight through it. So the fit and finish of it didn't look great to me personally. It's something that I'd looked at and you could see it straight away that, especially on the stainless steel version, you could see two different coloured metals. And I've seen also on Instagram and a few other people with hand checks and things like that. And obviously it must be across the board, because you can definitely see a distinguished difference between the top half of the mech and bottom half of the mech. So how it performs, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to actually try one, but I do like the form factor.
Stevie, I play Santa every year. She loves rummaging in my sack. And then Vaping Irish. At SoulOhm, I have the song Backdoor Santa running in my head. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So have you got any other questions, anybody? We may as well, while we're doing the extra, we'll do an extra half an hour, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because don't forget, this gentleman has got a Thanksgiving
Oh,
dinner to
yeah, I've got a
prepare.
turkey to throw in. That's right, too.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, obviously,
That's
we will
right.
leave it up to you, kiddo, if you want to carry on for a bit longer.
Let's give these guys another minute or two, see if they have any questions for us at all. I know you guys just enjoy being here and conversing with us, and I love seeing the engagement in the conversation here
I
as
do.
well.
And
It
fancy
actually,
that, we've got 69 watching us. Ooh.
what a number.
Yeah, what a
60,
number.
60 number. That fits right into the Jules loving her stacked there.
Yeah. Well, 69. I hope I'm going to get 69 likes on this video. That'd be absolutely awesome. And if you haven't subscribed to Lethal Coils, why not? Because he's one amazing reviewer. He's one amazing coil builder. So why haven't you subscribed to him? And if you haven't subscribed to me, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, we got 40 at the moment.
So come on, guys.
41. We got another 41.
Let's see if we can really hit that blooming like button. It'd be absolutely brilliant. Believe it or not, it does help. It really does help you actually liking the video. It's just a little click. Honestly, it really does. Helps with all the algorithms and things like that with YouTube, and obviously pushes the actual video further up so that everyone else can see it. And the more people that see it, the better we will be. And obviously we can share the love. Top bomb of it, share the love, and that's all I want to do.
Smurf, Kris, have you tried the Next Mesh coils for the Profile RDA? No, honestly, I haven't. Before I have been able to get to the review for the Profile, I used up both of the mesh strips that came with it. So I ordered from Wotofo themselves another pack of the same exact mesh strips. But currently, and since I've run out, I don't actually use pre-cut strips. I actually cut my own using some stainless steel mesh come right off the spool. But that's also wider than the posts, and the post on the Profile, this is about the only thing that I can say that I think is a negative about it, is that the way that the posts are set up, it's a clamp style, but where the clamp plate goes up against the post kind of has those two little tabs on either side of the clamp that goes down, and that for that reason I have to say that's kind of a con, because when it comes to using this spooled mesh, I actually have to cut it thinner than it comes out off the spool. So I don't have to cut it to length, but I also have to cut it to width as well. So I think I wish I wish that maybe those tabs weren't there to maybe accommodate a spool of mesh wire as opposed to needing to buy the pre-cut mesh from Wotofo or the Next Mesh coils like that.
Can I ask you a daft question?
Sure.
And you're going to really, I mean, this is going to be really, really daft. Mesh.
Yes.
All right. You know something like the FP?
Yep.
Could you use mesh in it?
To be honest with you, I don't think so. After having some time using it, I think if you got super creative with it, I think you could find a way to make something work.
Because I have seen people make coils with mesh.
Mm-hmm. If you were to make a coil with mesh, then yeah, I could see that happening.
That's what I was meaning. I wasn't meaning just bridging the gap.
Right. If you were to use it like in conjunction with, you know, a normal round wire build, like if you were to use it in some way, incorporate the mesh into an actual coil build. I
so
could
you
see
got
that
you got your mesh and you folded it and you folded it and folded it.
Yeah, that's a Kevlar coil that Nick from Daily Vape TV had done as a kind of like a trial thing. He had made one of those himself, and it looked pretty good. I don't know, I don't remember because I watched the video a while ago, but I don't remember. I think that he didn't really care for the performance of it so well. But again, I'm unsure on that one. But I think that if you were to use it, you know, in conjunction with another coil build, I think that maybe that might be a thing that could happen with the FP.
I've just given you a thing to do now.
Yeah, you have. You've given me an idea on how to use mesh in a non-conventional sense. Yes.
Well, that's my question to you.
Mike farted in California and is still burning because of it. Oh my God, Saint. Oh, you're awesome.
Not a lot I can say about that one.
Vapor Bunny, he even sang a song about me. Mick, my mate, the master farter. Oh, you're talking about Bloody Wilson, Kevin Bloody Wilson. There we go. Yeah, he's talking about Kevin Wilson there. I saw Mommy sucking Santa Claus. Right.
Right. Well, we've found the level, haven't we, now?
Yes, we have. We have.
It's not even 9 o'clock, and we've found the level.
That's right. So, actually, I think that's a good place for us to wrap this up. As you said, I do have that Thanksgiving dinner, that roast turkey I got to get in the oven, and I got a bunch of other stuff I got to prep for dinner too.
Oh, definitely.
But this has been great. I definitely don't mind going overtime, as you and I said it from, the very first show that you had me come on as a guest. We could sit here and chat for hours. It could go on.
Before we go any further, I just need a little answer from chat. The people that are watching this on the big telly or watching it on a big screenish, that side, what do you think to the chat? Is the chat alright that size? Because I did a lot of playing around with CSS coding to get it looking like that. So I just wanted to know what your guys, just give me a thumbs up if it's okay and you can read it alright. Okie dokie. I just thought I'd give that while you were talking, sorry.
No, I was just saying, it's there's a lot to do today, that's all.
You're going to have a very busy day.
Oh, yeah. Well, my wife and daughter are going to love it because they're going to have 2 big meals today. So, because they, like I said, they went up to her grandparents, and I'm here, and which I don't mind. But, I'm making up the second dinner for them, and it's going to be nice. I think so. Yeah. So, on that one, I think that I don't know. What do you think? That's a good place to stop, right?
That is a perfect place to stop. Absolutely perfect. Okay. And thank you guys for commenting in chat. So you prefer a darker background? That's okay. I can sort that out. Not a problem.
Chat looks great on my telly.
Yes, I'm sure TBD turned around and said he's got a 65-inch. Jules.
Wow. Jules, don't comment. Oh God. Oh, TBD, you had to. Oh, man. All right. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's been fantastic having such great conversation, and it always seems to be very intellectual with us, and I absolutely love that. I love the that you play devil's advocate, time and time again, and we need that. We need that with that oppositional mindset in order to really kind of process, the way that vaping is in the world today. So yeah, guys, big love. Thank you all for showing up today. It's been a fantastic time here on the Ohm Service Live, chatting with you all. Thank you for all of your involvement in the chat. It's been great to see, as usual. You guys have a very, very good sense about yourselves and engaging other people, and that's what we love to see. It's about the community really interacting with one another and sharing and their experiences and just kind of being there and as a community and being involved. So that's a great thing to see. Thank you guys so much for all of that. Thank you. This has been the Ohm Service Live. I'm Kris, Lethal Coils, and Mark from SoulOhm Reviews. We thank you all very, very much for your participation, and the encouragement and support you guys give to us every week. It's been fantastic. So, should I do it?
No, I'll sign out if you want.
Oh.
Or you want to sign out?
Do it. Do it.
Always I'll sign out. Guys, want to say big thank you to my friends across the pond. Happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you enjoy your family time together and have a wonderful meal and all that good stuff, and celebrate being together, being alive in 2018. Celebrate your fellow friend, and sometimes we don't say things that we should say, but say it. If you've got that thing you want to tell somebody, say it. Don't regret that you didn't say it. So do that. If you do one thing tonight, go to that person and tell them how you feel. I'll leave it at that one. Thanks ever so much, everyone, and we'll see you all next week. Bye!
Bye!
Good night, everybody.